Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Music Mondays. But today is just not any episode. Today is definitely a special one. I'm not gonna harp on it too long because I don't like to pat myself on the back too much because we still have a long way to go. But I do want to take a moment and we'll celebrate tonight. Maybe we'll take like a shot later or something. Take like a shot of Henny or whatnot. But today is episode 100 of the Music Mondays podcast. Um Man, just even saying that's kind of wild, but at the same time it's really not, right? I mean, I think the one thing that we can take from this is, if you really want to um build something yourself and really get a lot of work done, I think the only way to do that is be consistent. And over the last 100 episodes, I probably missed. So you figure one episode a week. Over the last 100 weeks, I've probably missed less than 5 Mondays. To be completely honest with you. How many weeks are in a year? 52. That's fucking nuts, actually. Wait, so yeah, like just about over the last 2 years. So like the end of this year is going into like the full year three. Well, I mean, technically not really, because like I started Music Mondays in 2021 in January. I think the first episode was uploaded in like January like 9th or something. So that was 1 year. The end of this year is like to cap off the second, and legitimately have taken like five, probably less than 5 Mondays off, and the show really started. Like I always say, I've told the story a couple times, but the show really started as just like a personal thing for me as Zom Slays, right? Originally the title I had for it was Zom Slays Music Mondays because it kind of like had like a ring to it. And then like as I started doing like the first like 10 episodes or so, I think it was like the first 10, I really sort of realized what I had in front of me and I was like, wait a second. With all my prior experience, why don't I just apply it here? And then you know, the first year was rough. There was like a whole kind of rebrand I had to do like 6 months in, because like the first 6 months of 2021, I had like a whole different partnership, a whole different crew, and then I pretty much ended up back at square one 6 months in. I had no website when we already had a website. Like literally all I had was the podcast, and it's been a wild road for something like this, because we take a lot of chances, and like it's a lot of pressure for me as a leader, right? Because the staff looks to me and the community looks to me for um, just opinions, thoughts, and guidance, and truly, um, you know, sometimes that road can always be like kind of foggy because you see other platforms really move in some kind of like weird, snaky, malicious way where all they care about is bread, and you know what I mean? They don't want to build a brand. They don't want to build an organization. They don't want to build a platform. They don't want to build a community for these artists. Um, because a lot of those platforms aren't built by artists. That's why we have the saying for the underground, by the underground. Because every single fucking staff member we have is a crucial part of the underground. Even if they don't create art of their own, they care about it. Like that's something I like absolutely check for everybody before they ever join the staff team. Is like you got to care about the scene, man. And moving like that can always come with its risks. And there was like ups and downs, and You know, some people don't see the vision, some do. And then if you just stay consistent, it's impossible for people to ignore you. You know what I mean? Especially with like all the sort of like knowledge and shit that I had like over the years. Like being like a fan of the underground since like 2014 and then creating music since 2017. Like all in all, it's definitely pretty crazy. Because there was a point that this podcast literally was posted every week. I used to stream from console. A lot of people know this, a lot of people don't know this. My first whole year of Twitch streaming was directly from my Xbox. That was before I invested in my whole setup and I fucking upgraded everything and you know, once I started making traction, everything started to get better. And then like I was doing everything at once, right? I was like doing normal streams and I was doing music shit. So like I hosted the podcast, you know, in between regular streams anyway, but it was always through console. So like to look back on like the first like 10 episodes when like literally like Skate 3 was like the background footage. Like at first it was like doable. And then like after a while I'd like hop on the show and I'd be like, "Fuck, dude, this is getting whack." Like this is like not it. Like the way you start off is so funny. And like I've still been meaning to um really just kind of like pull up and like I don't know, like it's happened like once where um we sat here and we reviewed an episode of the podcast. Like I think it was like episode like 6 or 7 or some shit, or it might have been like the first episode. But yeah, that's something I want to do more in the future. Just looking back on it, it is just fucking wild. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's really some wild shit. Not that I didn't have this intention. Like I'm not sitting here shocked. Like oh my god, like this is this that and the third. You know what I mean? Like um, it's more so like I don't really pay attention to it. Like I'm like one of those people when I release music. Um, I barely listen to my tracks back for a couple of reasons, but like I'm just like all about like looking forward. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, I very rarely watch the earlier episodes back. You know what I mean? So it's like fuck. But yeah, that's definitely something we're gonna be doing. But yeah, just to wrap things up, man, it's really really awesome to finally have the underground's support and like really get everybody involved. Whether you're new to the scene, whether you've been established in the scene, right? Like Music Mondays is connecting with all of the artists that, you know, I interviewed over the years. Like, we're making a whole new sort of scene for everybody in a real big ecosystem. And the podcast has been such a big part of that. Like, bringing people on, reacting and reviewing shit. Like, it's really grown to like what I really wanted it to be. Because this platform is going to continue to grow at like a rapid pace. And I really like just want to stay focused on our core and like what really like matters for everybody. And like that's just having a platform that people can look to for true underground support and true promotional value and a real decent place to find the latest underground music. And not even just music, but many forms of art, you know what I mean? Cuz like I always say, like, you know, contrary to our name, we've reviewed and reacted to so many things, you know, on the show. So that whole sort of area that we work in is like such a big part of that. It's like really such a big part of that. So, um, you know, I've always laid everything down for the underground. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what was going on with my music or, my personal career, collabs, my this, my that, like, it was always for something bigger than me. And I want to thank the community for not only seeing that, but continuing to support the dream, because that's like that's really something that I was head bashing for a while. Um and I truly just wasn't going to give up on that. I wasn't going to give up on proving that the underground was very well and alive, right? Because for a long time, um everybody was talking about the underground is dead, this, that, and the third. But like I was tweeting about the other day, like, so many of us have been around the scene for like quite a while, but there's only a select few that actually saw like the ups and downs, right? And you know, there's just been too many times where people want to claim the underground is dead or this or this or that, and it's just simply not true, right? And I think like Music Mondays and the staff and myself like really proved that it's not. Like it truly proved that like we're really doing something different and really keeping true to like what I set out to do. You know what I mean? Like, we are the premier platform for new and established underground artists. And it just means the world to me that we not only have the support that we have, but it's really just like, dude, we have so much more to do, and I'm just really excited about it. You know what I mean? Because like these little wins are really great. Like, don't get me wrong, like, sort of like I said at the start of this rant, like these little wins are like everything. But at the same time, like, I don't like to pat myself on the back too much, because we have so much more stuff to accomplish and so much more stuff to bring the community and to bring Music Mondays, man. So cheers to episode 100, man, and definitely 100 more for sure. Oh, and before we sign off on that topic, um, so this is the official end of season 2. For those of you that watch the podcast on audio platforms, whether it be Spotify, Apple Music, this, that, and a third, um, the show is divided up into seasons, and the first 100 episodes, or no, I'm sorry, the first 50 episodes are season 1, and then the next 50 are season 2. So this officially marks the end of season 2. Everything after this is season 3. But I was thinking about it, and 50 episodes is way too fucking much. Just way too much for one season. So I think we'll do 25s. So like we'll do like up till like episode 125, and then we'll call that season 3. And then we'll go up to 150, and that'll be season 4. And then 200 is going to be a crazy milestone that I'm not even gonna think about. But again, shout out the Music Mondays community, shout out the underground community. The underground is very much well and alive, and I'm very excited for the future. So I hope you guys are ready for the ride, man. Let's fucking get it. So, paying attention to the chat over here. What's going down? What's going down? What's going down? I hope you're well. TDG, what's good? Yes, you're in the right stream, my friend. Ryuki, what's good, baby? I hope you're well. Fury, what's good, baby? I love you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cloud, what's good? Yeah, episode 100. Episode 100. It's really, really remarkable, but I'm kind of excited for like the hump to be over. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, like we finally got the first 100 down. Now we can just go up to like 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck now, because like those milestones are like, it's cool, like I said, but it's like we got plenty more work to do, my friends. Plenty more fun shit to bring the community. So very excited. Thank you, Zons. Yeah, of course, Ryuki. Of course. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everybody's support, for real. For real. You're about to be the Joe Rogan to the underground. Let's get it, Cloud. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, chat. Yeah, I mean, none of this works without you guys, right? Like, I stuck my neck out with, like, no sort of reaction for a while. Like, all of 2021, like post pandemic was really weird for the underground, and it took a minute to like really tap back in and bring everybody together. And it's been some, a little over a year since the community actually felt somewhat like a community again. And it's not about trying to like replicate the old shit, because the old shit's like dead and gone. It's about something new. You know what I mean? Like we're bringing in the new vibes and bringing the new artists with us, and the people that have been around should pay it forward. You know what I mean? And show these new guys the right path and shit. So that's what we're all about. And like I said, we just have a lot more to bring you for real. So episode 100 is underway. Let's talk updates. What did we miss over the last week at Music Mondays? Per usual, episode 99 is available on all audio platforms and wherever you listen to the podcast. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts is available everywhere. Go show the podcast some love. And for those of you that do listen to us on audio platforms, I see you and I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. Dose of Daybreak Volume 6 is available on the Music Monday SoundCloud. A huge shout out to our residential DJ, Michael Jones. Absolutely killed it with this mix per usual. That one took a minute to really get up because Music Mondays now has unlimited storage on SoundCloud. So, sidebar, we're hunting for exclusives. If you're an artist looking for a home for a track, if you're an artist that is looking to get your song promoted by Music Mondays, you want it hosted by us, feel free to get in contact because now's the time. We are really pushing the exclusive side of things and really trying to build up our SoundCloud library. And we'd love to have a whole big library of artists come contribute. So be on the lookout for more information. I'm pretty sure we put out a tweet like a couple days ago, but we'll definitely send out another reminder this week. But yeah, backtrack a little bit. Dose of Daybreak Volume 6 is live on our SoundCloud right now by residential DJ Michael Jones. Absolutely killed it, per usual. Definitely go show that some love and check out our SoundCloud if you haven't already. A brand new article is available right now on the Music Mondays website, and it's by none other than your boy, actually. Our writing team has been going fucking crazy, and I actually had an article on the back burner to get out. So this last week, I published a piece, which was an interview with an artist that I haven't spoken to in about 2 years, by the name of PK, who resides in Estonia, which is very far away, very, very far away. And we had the conversation literally like super late. We stayed up super late. We chatted the shit up, but PK is an artist that brings sort of a different mindset, because the underground, like outside of the United States, is different than the underground that we know, and they have a whole different space. And like when they tap into our space, I think that sort of cross pollination is really, really sick. And it was cool to catch up with PK after the last 2 years, especially post pandemic, like I said, because that not only that affected the United States, but like that affected the world. So PK definitely had some thoughts on that, and it's just a really good read, really, really good read from a very seasoned person in the underground for sure. So definitely go and check that out on allmusicmondays.com. A brand new YouTube upload is live as well. The Music Mondays Winter 2022 preview is available. I figured instead of spending the show every week fucking ranting about what's coming in the next weeks, I actually uploaded a little snippet for everybody to preview and to know what's coming for Music Mondays. So definitely go check that out on the channel. We are approaching 90 subscribers on the main channel, so huge shout out to anybody that's been showing love on the Music Mondays YouTube. I love you. Let's fucking get it. That's another thing that I'm going to be really excited when we hit that next milestone. So if you've been running up the drops, thank you. I see you. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subbed the channel, what the fuck are you doing? Go show the channel some love. There's lots of good gems on there. Lots of good tips and tricks, exclusive tracks, full podcast episodes. Literally all of Cyberfest is on there. The Music Mondays channel is really popping. We upload 2 times a week. SoundCloud Sunday. SoundCloud Sunday, volume 61 is available on our SoundCloud as well. This week it was curated by myself, Water, Deep Rest, and Ivica. Now, this was a real fucking banger of a playlist, and like I say every week, we're really trying to push that sort of playlist to not only artists, but we want you to share that playlist with your friends and share that to like casual listeners and share that to the people that don't make music, right? There's tons of people out there that are like, oh my god, put me onto your playlist or show me new music or this and a third. Give them a SoundCloud Sunday, for real. That's like the easiest way you could ever put your friends on and put somebody else on to new music that they might like. Especially if you're, getting slots in these playlists, share them with your homies, share them with your friends. Let people know that SoundCloud Sunday is available every week, man. But yeah, volume 61 is available right now. And if you're ever interested in SoundCloud Sunday, submissions open every Wednesday. So make sure you follow us on socials for all details on that. That's about it for weekly updates. What else is coming for Music Mondays? Well, we'll keep this short and sweet. Like I said last week in the winter 2022 update, in case you missed it, monthly is going live this week. Dose of Daybreak is already live and available right now. And the breakdown with Ivica Glass is also on the way. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for all that new content. And of course, the biggest thing here is the Music Mondays Awards. This week, me and the staff will be sitting down together and really ironing out the final categories and the nominees. Now, this is a staff chosen category, right? And this isn't like anything major. It's not like, it doesn't really like quote unquote like mean anything. It's just something for the community and to recognize people's year. You know what I mean? So we have a few categories. Best first time submission, most improved artist, album of the year, music video of the year. Now for all these categories, the eligibility is pretty much none. As long as you put out music this year or you're in our radar, you'll be considered for sure. This isn't just my picks. This is like everybody coming together and we're going to agree on who deserves a little recognition at the end of the year. And of course, if you don't get chosen, don't worry about it because this is going to be a yearly thing, right? We're going to really be able to show some people some love. And that includes producers, that includes designers. So we're going to come up with like hopefully like 10 categories or so. And then let me look at the calendar here. Yeah, the 26th, exactly 1 week from today, we're going to hold off on submissions. So on the 26th, the day after Christmas, we won't be doing those week submissions. We'll do them the next week because we'll hold the award show next Monday. So I'm going to bring on the staff, or as much of the staff as I can, and we're going to run down this list of awards and then let people really ride out the end of the year, and then we'll start the new year really fresh and take everybody's submissions per usual. So yeah, couple big things and quite a few big drops coming from Music Monday, so definitely be on the lookout. But that's about it for updates. Really ironing shit out, making sure everything's good for these next couple pieces of content and into the new year, truly, to be honest with you. And I think we'll be finalizing off the Music Mondays roster. So if you're interested, we have a couple slots left as far as people we're recruiting. So if you're a writer, designer, curator, somebody who's an underground enthusiast, preferably a creator themselves, feel free to send us a pitch or a resume to join the Music Monday staff team. So these submissions will be pretty special, I must say. I believe we have a decent amount as well. So per usual, we'll keep it in our regular order. So we'll do visuals and videos and media last, and anybody who submitted audio, we'll go ahead and do them first. Now, of course, per usual, tons of questions all the time. You know, Zom, Music Mondays. How the fuck do I submit to the podcast? Why do you curate on Twitter? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Not only do we have guides on our channel, but I break it down every time at the beginning of the show for that reason. So, per usual, it'll be the same formatted tweets every week. Submissions go live following the show. So today's Monday right now, and tomorrow is Tuesday. So if you're watching this live, submissions open tomorrow for next week's show. And then if you're watching on YouTube, submissions are probably already open. But like I said, it'll be the same format every single time. Artists and creatives submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on 12/19/22 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/SonPlays, which is here and now. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So, much like I said earlier, ranting about episode 100, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we have reacted to and reviewed multiple forms of art, whether it be graphic design, digital art, fashion, merchandise, YouTube edits, music videos, instrumentals, vocalists, because every platform that I've ever worked for or have built with other people has been so music centered. And over the years, one thing I've come to realize is that like underground and independent artists are some of the most like multi-talented individuals, and it would be a fucking travesty if we didn't recognize that, right? Because of that, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that have submitted their other bodies of work because they want to give them some love and recognition, and it really it just made me want to push for that. So we are a very welcoming community when it comes to reacting and submissions and things like that. Because like I said, so many underground artists are multi-talented, right? A lot of vocalists also produce, a lot of producers also design, a lot of certain people who engineer also do vocals, or they might do art, so that's why we do that. We want to be all inclusive, especially when it comes to the art. Gotta recognize it all. But per usual, you guys know the drill. We do not charge. We have not, will not, and I'll probably be in a box somewhere if Music Mondays is ever charging for submissions, because it's not under my watch. No platform that I've ever been a part of has done, really anything to do with financials as far as submissions go, right? Because it just devalues our platform, and we want to really bring the community the best content and really, really build our platform from other avenues, whether it be the Twitch channel, our YouTube, the podcast on audio platforms, instead of taking money from underground artists who quite literally do not have it. And that's not me calling you broke, that's me knowing how the come up is. That's why it takes a person that is also a creative to be behind the wheel of any type of independent platform. So that's why. But yeah, like I said, we have not, will not, and we won't ever charge you for any submissions, articles, things like that. Feel free to commission the staff for any of their personal work, but anything involving Music Mondays will never have an exchange for money. So, in return for that, all we do ask is that you're following the platform before you submit to the podcast. I know there's a lot of people out there that kind of just go in the search bar and they type in music as a keyword and they just start fucking spamming links. Shout out to you for the hustle, but that's a lazy hustle. That's the only thing that we do ask, is that you follow the platform before you submit, because it not only helps our platform grow and it helps us reach new artists, but at the same time, it gives respect to people that do submit every week and do wait every week, you know what I mean, for their submissions to be played and reacted to. So that's all we ask, is that you follow the page before you submit. And then, other than that, the only other guideline is submissions closing. Usually, submissions will close a couple of hours before the show, depending on how many submissions we do have. So just be aware that you have just about a week to submit. Roughly about like 6 days, 6.5 days. So keep that in mind. And if you're ever, sitting on a Thursday and you're like, damn, where do I submit for the show? Look for this tweet, because it'll always be in this format no matter what. And keep in mind of the date, and then you'll be good to go. So that's the details on submissions. And like I said, we have quite the lineup. And per usual, we'll start with our regular media order. We'll go through audio, and then we'll wrap back around and check out everybody's visuals. So before we get into it, let's see what's going on in the chat. What's going on? King Mark, what's good, baby? Hope you're well. Welcome. Mark was already here for Feature Friday. If you caught that short stream with Aster earlier, huge shout out to you. That'll be available on our YouTube Friday. Really good conversation. If you want to spoil it now, the VOD is available. But if not, expect it on Friday. Huge shout out to Aster. So, without further ado, let's continue on. First up, we do have an audio submission, and it's from the homie who's in chat right now, TDG, Tildegrave. Very, very much a talented, more like experimental, modern hip-hop artist. We've seen TDG do a lot of really, really interesting shit, especially the last submission was a submission for something to do with school. So, it was really nothing but a testament to TDG's skill, truly. So, this week, they submitted a track titled Fool's Gold, produced and performed by me, made it in a Nashville studio. Thanks. You're welcome. All right, let's pop this open a new tab. Let's see what we got here, chat. Pause that really quick. Cover is gas. Definitely gas. Really gas, actually. The more you look at it, it's actually crazy. What the fuck? That's 5. What the fuck? Nah, that's actually really good. That's really, really, really good. Holy shit. Okay. Let's see. Lots of great hashtags. We love to see that. Good use of hashtags. Big W from TDG. Was just a fool. 7 months ago, so not exactly brand new, but definitely not old. Let's check it out. TDG Fool's Gold.
Was just a fool looking for some gold. Was up thinking I was in control. Nope. Now down. Digging an endless hole, trying to get out, decisions must be bold. My world in my hands, can I hold? Can I decide not do what I'm told? Was just a fool, looking for some gold. Was up, thinking I was in control. Now down, digging an endless hole, trying to get out, decisions must be bold. My world in my hands, can I hold? Can I decide not do what I'm told? Can I decide not do what I'm told? Yeah. Thought I knew what it was all about. In a trance, someone help me out. Hush down, Brandon, you don't gotta shout. Just me, myself, no one else around. Went up, now I gotta come back down. Trying to get my footing back on the ground. Falling, it ain't really working out. It's quiet here. Damn, I missed the sound. Too many thoughts, what am I thinking about? I find that nothing really matters. I found life's a joke with no laughter. Just doom, waiting on disaster. Sinking in the thoughts I'm thinking. Missing time, I'm blinking. Light fades in the darkness, blinking. Sinking in and the thoughts I'm thinking. Missing time, I'm blinking. Light fades and the darkness blinking. Yeah. Everything will trickle down. Not everything will be figured out. That's okay. Just live for now. Just live for now. Now. My own ghost haunting me. The past always taunting me. I ought to see the inner God in me. It complex, grasping concepts, not context. Am I more than an object? Am I the one who caused the conflict? Will it offset? Lied to by my optics. All perception seen is a false reality. All perception seen, it's a false reality. All perception seen, it's a false reality. Yeah. Stakes that hold, fate unfold, don't break mold. Doubt too cold, fall on your own sword. Own up, be bold, don't chase just gold. It's more about your soul, it's more about your soul. Was just a fool, looking for some gold. Was up, thinking I was in control. Now down, digging an endless hole. Trying to get out, decisions must be bold. My world in my hands, can I hold? Can I decide not do what I'm told? Can I decide not do what I'm told?
Damn. Okay. There is a lot to unpack here, for sure. Let's hop right into it. All right, so you guys know the drill. If you don't, we're going to break this down. We're talking about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and talk about the overall theme of Fool's Gold. So, right off rip, I love, how, well padded down this is, but how experimental it is at the same time. It has this kind of great mix, but let's talk about the instrumental. Now, if I'm not mistaken, produced and performed by me. So, that's pretty common for TDG. Definitely not a huge shocker there. We're used to self-prods by TDG. And, this is another, really interesting instrumental that really fits TDG's kind of style, right? Not only is this kind of it's more on the simpler side, but it's such a unique taste that TDG really curated this truly for himself. So that's one thing that I love about the TDG self prod is all these instrumentals are so finely worked on and tuned to TDG's liking. So I just think that's a very slept on kind of aspect. But the mix for the instrumental itself, very solid. Sound selection great, especially for how simple it is. I do feel like everything was utilized extremely well. There was no empty space. Everything just truly felt proper and nice and wide, to be honest with you. Nothing clashing too overbearing or anything like that. Very much a TDG kind of mix and instrumental. So, talking about vocals, this is more kind of like a raw TDG approach, and I kind of like that because we've heard a couple different styles throughout the TDG submissions that we've had. And I do feel like this one is more raw and in your face and kind of not in your face in the aggression way, but you can truly hear the emotion and not sad emotion. It's just you can hear almost the almost freestyle kind of style that was going on here. So I do like the vocal approach a lot. I'd say the shining star though is the writing. Especially for 7 months ago. TDG has done nothing but improved, right? I do feel like that track that was a school project was really fucking ahead of its time. I feel like when artists do shit like that, it's such a testament to their skill. It really is. So when you back it up, right, and you play some shit like this where like I said, it's not brand new, but it's not exactly old. So like back it up 7 months, and this is where TDG was at. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like the improvement's there, and I think that's absolutely gas. And much like the tags say, right? Like I do feel like these tags are like on point, boom bap. You know what I mean? Definitely some R&B vibe in there with like the vocal sample. Like I feel like TDG really has this kind of like a modern classic hip hop mixed with like some experimental kind of vibes going on, and I feel like that's like such a rare lane to be in, and I love that for TDG. You know what I mean? This is a style that, as we know, 7 months later, TDG definitely has expanded on, but I'm definitely excited for the future. So vocals definitely solid. I love the writing here. I think one thing that is definitely another point is the flow. The flow was like really fire. Especially Ryuki. Nah, this is a cruiser for sure. No, like that put a smile on my face because definitely a cruiser is like a really, really good word for it. The flow was just like made you just kind of like, oh, like okay, you know what I mean? It was like chill, but it had you bopping, which is like a perfect balance. So let's talk about the theme here. Um, Aesthetically, I do enjoy this art. It's like it's like slightly abstract, but at the same time, it has that like realism to it. You know what I mean? And like the color palettes here, like especially everything used, excellent. It's just got this kind of like aura to it, as to where it's definitely one of those songs where if you're like, yo, this is gas, you'll forever remember the cover for sure. One of those covers you like squint and see like a mile away, and you're like, oh yeah, that's that one. You know what I'm saying? Exactly that. Um, so covers fire for sure. The overall theme of Fool's Gold, right? PG touched on so many subjects here, but at the end of the day, like this is one of those tracks where you kind of take like a simple topic, subject, or sort of like um simple like topic and sort of like really take the ability to expand on it. The concept of something like Fool's Gold and really believing in something that's, you know, maybe not real or not as genuine, and the amount of punchlines and lyrics and bars that you could write to that are infinite. And this is just one of those tracks where um an artist really showcase their skill by taking something, relatively simple and just expanding on it and almost telling a story throughout the whole track, right? And it clocks in at 333. So you get a healthy amount of content here, healthy amount of punchlines, definitely a healthy amount of flows. So all in all, this is a really really great track for anybody who's like looking for some new modern hip hop, to be honest with you. Especially with some like experimental vibes mixed in there, man. It's nice for sure. So huge shout out to TDG, man. Thank you for the submission. Much, much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow TDG on SoundCloud. TDG is 6 away from 130. And of course, make sure you follow TDG on Twitter. TDG is 9 away from 160. We'll show TDG some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 90 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week. Full podcast episodes, exclusive interviews, exclusive tracks, a whole lot of good stuff's going down on the channel, man. If you're not subbed to the channel, I don't know what you're doing. And if you are, thank you. I appreciate you for running out the drops. Art reminds me of No Handlebars. I don't know why. That's kind of a good take. I like that. Um, Up next, we got the homie Offspring Mysterious, but we got Offspring coming in with a YouTube edit. So, we'll save this and we'll wrap back around to Offspring when we go through everybody's visuals. And up next, we got the homie Matt Rocks. Thanks so much for the review. Much love. Got you, TDG. Much love, my friend. Thank you for the submission. Keep it up, my friend. So, up next, we got the homie Matt Rocks. And Matt has not only been dropping like fucking crazy, but the amount of like lanes and avenues that Matt has been hitting as far as like genres and just, You know, I say it every week sometimes. If Matt submits, I'm like, man, this motherfucker has one high of a motherfucking ceiling, bro. Like, it's high. So here we're fucking back at it again with Matt Rocks. So I hope you guys are fucking ready for this one, because we're about to be on a ride, I can already tell. This week, Matt submitted a track titled One Time. Label demo in brackets. Let's check this out. What do we got here, chat? What do we got here? All right. I absolutely love this fucking cover. Like, 10 out of 10. Definitely would be some shit Zom Slayers would use. Facts. Big facts. 9 days ago, tagged alternative rock. I listened to too much of the Smiths and Morrissey as a child. Okay. I'm really excited to get into this one. Let's get it. My Rocks, One Time. Oh, shit. No way. No way. No way. What the fuck? Hey! Nah! But I know you don't play fair, no, I can't stay here until I make it right. Wow. Yeah, that caught me off guard. You know, this could have went one of many ways, and I heard the drums and I was like, oh shit. But I just love the flow on this, man. Flow just takes it away, but you guys know the drill. Let's break this one down. We're talking about three things. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. We're talking about the overall theme of One Time. So, you know, Jesus. Like, Jesus. This instrumental, I assume Prod Matt, because nobody else is credited. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume Prod Matt. If not, this prod did an excellent fucking job, especially with this kind of style, right, of like alternative rock mixed in with, you know, a couple different elements. So the mix is just stellar on this. But you know, every Matt Rocks submission, I really say that, as to where you can always expect a very tight and solid mix, no matter what kind of genre or track that Matt is approaching. So the instrumental was on point. The instrumental was good vibes too, but not like kind of corny good vibes. Like, it wasn't trying to be like too happy. It was just really good vibes, good like kind of like feel good shit. You know what I mean? Leaning on like the like alternative pop, but definitely like mainly alternative rock kind of vibe. And I love those two mix. You know what I mean? Like, you can do those really well. If you're like or not like a fan of that style, but like if that's what you like making and you practice at it, like it's just so much possibilities. I'm just such a huge fan of it. But the instrumental extremely solid. Nothing clashing to Overburied. I like the way the vocals sit on it as well. Definitely has a another track where it's like the raw feeling, kind of like it's just so prevalent, but like it's not like it's like raw, like it's raw vocals. It's just like it brings that rawness. You know what I mean? Like very minimal um changes made to vocals. So instrumental, very very solid. I mean, look at that waveform. Look at that waveform. Great. So let's talk about vocals here. Like I said, this is kind of like a different style than we're used to. Like not like crazy different, but it's more on the raw, kind of leave in the emotion kind of side, and to really expose Matt's like true kind of like vocal ability, to be honest with you. Because as long as your shit bangs, but like if you can do shit raw like this, it just expands the possibilities for you as an artist. And I think Matt definitely did a good job with like leaving the track to do this justice, truly. Like left the song to like say what needed to be said. 100%. So mix is solid. Like I said, I like the way it sits on the beat. Um Everything really just like sticks with me on this, to be honest with you. It doesn't sound like, oh, this doesn't go together, anything like that. Nah, not at all. Writing is superb, but it's not taking the cake for me. I think what takes the cake is this flow and cadence. Of course you have the writing to match it, but Matt's always really good at writing, but it's how it's performed and delivered that's like, okay, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. So it'll always catch you off guard and you're like, wow, this is a bop. Um, so I do look forward to doing submissions every week for that reason, right? I just love when tracks do that to me. Whether it's Matt, whether it's, anybody else. Like I just love that feeling. So um excellent. Fucking excellent. Clocking in at 217. Well done. You know what I mean? Structure's perfect, comes in hot, leaves hot. It's great. Absolutely great. And like the small touches too, right? The outro, the intro, like things that just matter in tracks sometimes that just get overlooked. Um so I'm glad that this track really expanded on that. So instrumental, solid, vocals, very solid. Uh let's talk about the overall theme here. So aesthetically, like I said, I love this cover, right? If you're not gonna go make a cover, get a cover commissioned, find some stock shit, rip some shit from, a movie, or do whatever you gotta do to make your track fire, but like how you want it to look. You know what I mean? Like, don't go for some shit that people might like. Go for some shit that you might like. You know what I mean? And like that's how you get shit like this because it's simple and it's really effective. So I like the cover choice a lot. Now, the overall theme of One Time, we're definitely getting some more um of the Matt Rocks where Matt sort of touches on the emotional side of things, right? But more in a different fashion. Sometimes it can be like in a darker tone, sometimes it can be in a lighter tone. I think this one's sort of like in the middle and it's very like it's so progressive. Like I just enjoy this kind of take on like the emotional side of Matt. Cause like much like I said, you have the dark kind of trap, real just more honest, emotional kind of side, and then you have this where it's like very much storytelling and almost poetic in a way. And I think the writing and the delivery really contributes to that. And I feel like One Time is just a really good like showcase of emotions that a lot of people can get behind because Matt backed it up with like such a great flow and cadence and like such a great delivery on everything. So theme on point. With that said, huge shout out to Matt Rocks. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much, much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow Matt Rocks on SoundCloud. Matt is approaching 1.8K. Very close. Go show Matt some love. And of course, make sure you follow Matt's new Twitter at Rockstar. Matt is approaching 20 followers. Go show Matt some love. Let's get it, baby. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 90 motherfucking subscribers. So go show the channel some love. We upload 2 times a week. Exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, a whole lot of good stuff is going down on the channel, my friends. So go show the channel some love. And if you have been showing the channel some love, I see you and I appreciate you. Thank you. And if you sub to the channel and we get the notification, we'll always subscribe back. We're not trying to ego anybody. Just trying to grow the channel and make sure we get our uploads to as many people as possible. So if we see you, we'll definitely sub back for sure. But with that said, let's continue on, my friends. Illuminati King. This is a first time submitting artist. Let's check this out here. What do we have? Let's see here. November 2022 samples. Big 7? Big even? Big 7? BIGG 7 even? That could be pronounced like a lot of ways. Okay. This is definitely a first. Interesting. November 2022 samples. Okay, bet. Okay. Let's check out their profile. First time submitting artist. Interesting. I'm on Genius. Made some shit. Interesting. Bet. Okay. Let's go give this a hot listen. Beats made by me and producers. Everyone's tagged. Feel free to give them a follow too. Remember 23 says, bro, I remember when people used to do this all the time. That's fire that producers are still doing this though. People used to do this all the time. I don't know why they ever stopped. Maybe they still do, and it's just like a fucking like deep producer community kind of thing. Like, but like any of my producer mutuals and even myself, like I stopped doing this a while ago. So this is really dope to see that people actually like still do this. MP3 50, Wave 60, track at least 250, unlimited 500 exclusive, 5K for the exclusive. Holy baloney. Interesting. All right, check it out. November 2022 samples.
Trapaholics, real trap shit.
Seven.
Oh, it's 7. Shout out 7.
Real trap shit, bitch.
That one's tough. Really tough. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Seven.
The fades are good. I like the way everything transitions.
I love you, Jay.
7,
Real trap shit, bitch.
7,
7. Tough. I like that. Very, very interesting submission. That's the first time anybody submitted their samples for the month. Usually producers will send their instrumentals or songs they prod. So I do like this submission for that. Let's break this one down. Obviously no vocals, not too much of a theme, but we're gonna speak on this just a little bit. So I'm just a huge fan of this, to be honest with you, because when I broke into the underground in 2018, and then I started creating in 2017, it was super common to see this a lot, and in 2022 to see that producers still do this is fire. You know what I mean? Like, this was the most underground shit to me. It was like a really cool way to like advertise your beats for the month if you like cooked up like, say, like, you know, X amount of beats throughout the month, and you know, this, that, and the third. Like, it was just a great way to showcase like fucking like 10 beats and not have to like put out 10 beats or upload 10 beats. You know what I mean? Like, you just give people like a quick sample, like, you're good, here you go. You trying to cop this, whatnot, whatnot. So, I love this for that. You know what I mean? And the credits, you know, because a lot of these are collabs. Like, this is very much what you want to be doing, along with, you know, releasing instrumental tracks on your own as a producer, right? That's the other thing that I can totally tip, is if you're a producer and you're doing this and you're also releasing like your own projects, you're releasing your own instrumental albums, your singles, you're hosting beats and songs you prod. Shit like that is like such a great way, as you know, just for like every underground producer, to be honest with you, to really like make the most out of their resources. So I love this. a lot, 100%. Now, very much a plug kind of style oriented producer here for sure, but there was a few styles in here where you could tell it was getting like a bit experimental when it came to either the loop or the drums, right? Especially there's a couple in the beginning that were like, okay, damn, it's starting to get some experimental shit. So I definitely want to hear some shit that's Seven Prod or maybe an instrumental album, an instrumental track. I would love to hear that. But with that said, huge shout out to Seven. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow Seven on SoundCloud. Seven is 6 away from 180 on SoundCloud. Go show Seven some love, man. And of course, make sure you follow Seven on Twitter. Seven is 10 away from 340. Go show Seven some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We upload 2 times a week. Exclusive podcasts, segments, exclusive podcast episodes, exclusive tracks, the whole lot. We got a whole lot going down there. Exclusive tutorials, just a whole lot of good stuff. So go sub to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So, continuing on. We have the homie Harco, but it's a visualizer audio. I don't want to count this as a visual because we have Offspring and we have Lil Derek here with actual visuals. So we can definitely treat this as just audio because it basically is, but you have a nice visualizer with it. So we'll go ahead and continue on with this for sure. So up next, we got the homie Harco. And man, oh man, oh man. It's been some time. I think earlier in the year since Harco last submitted anything to the Music Mondays podcast. So yeah, definitely exciting. Definitely exciting for sure. My first song made by me entirely, excluding the beat. Trying so hard to learn mixing my audio. Please rip this to shreds. I think I become tube deaf. Thanks for everything. Pick awake. Alright. I mean, we never rip anybody to shreds. We'll always give constructive criticism, right? We don't want anybody to feel like shit. We don't do that here. But if anything, we'll give you some tips to take back to the studio or for your next session, Next time you go to record, you're like, damn, maybe I should try that. It's been a crazy ride. I try to change every other day. Music is my driving passion. Almost a year. No new music. I'm almost 2 hours for myself now. Yeah, facts. Almost a year, huh? Hold on. Yeah, 8 months ago. Yeah, because I remember Floating in the Ocean. Yeah, the lyric video. Yeah, this was a bop, too. Yeah, this was more on, the experimental side for Harco as well, because, yeah, okay. Alright. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited for the next Harco installment. Let's check this out. Let's get it. Harco, Kick Awake. Everything by Harco, excluding the beat.
I kick away, feel like I'm falling, can't deal with life, approach me with caution. I hate myself, make myself nauseous, please do not hate, got to be honest. Trying to repair by one piece at a time, things I said I admit were out of line. Myself, cause I had the time. Hey myself, where's the brain? Cause I'm out of mind. I kick away, feel like I'm falling, can't deal with life, approach me with caution. I hate myself, make myself nauseous, please do not hate, got to be honest. I've said shit about friends, I wish I had it. I have secrets guarded in my attic. No brain up there, just some awful static. And they think that I'm crazy, life's so fantastic. I've lied to myself in every instance. Told myself this time it's gonna be different. Give my whole self and me some distance. but it's always the same old ending is me. I drink awake, feel like I'm falling, can't deal with life, approach me with caution. I hate myself, make myself nauseous, please do not hate, got to be honest.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. All right. We're definitely going to break this down. For sure. All right, chat. We're about to make Harco a star. So, per usual, we're talking about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Kick Awake. So, the instrumental choice is great. I love Harco on these kind of like alternative, kind of experimental pop type of instrumentals. I think Harco sounds really good on this. I think this prod did an excellent job from drum selection to the mix of the instrumental. Great choice. Like literally hits all the boxes for what I expect from Harco. Just sounds really, really good. So instrumental knocked it out of the park. I think it's a great choice. Moving on to vocals. So there are a lot of really good qualities about this. Like the fact that Harco mentioned that he's been practicing, really trying to mix and really trying to fucking learn that. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, we're not going to sit here and fucking tear apart his mix because he's learning. You know what I mean? He's learning. He's like he could have easily gotten an engineer and do this, that, and the third. But for somebody who like wants to learn, I think this is like a really great fucking step. You know what I mean? Like I think it's a really great step. Like everything is there. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't even like really like you could have this kind of creative direction without like saying that I'm learning how to mix, so tear it apart. You know what I mean? Like there are people out there that want this kind of mix and they like this kind of rawness to their vocals. You know what I mean? So it's to each their own. But if you're looking for like the up to par like quote unquote like Harco mix that you've had in your previous tracks, I would just try to learn from other engineers. You know what I mean? Watch tutorials, ask your friends, tell them to give you tips. What do you think I should do better here? What do you think I can, what do you use? You know what I mean? Especially if you want to learn, you know what I mean? Like, because like I said, like this is like easily like, oh, here's, X amount of money for a mix, this, that, and a third. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. But trying to like actively learn and like put out tracks so you can improve is like such a dope fucking thing. Like if we're being completely honest, like I think it's a really dope thing. So with that said, for the song itself, the writing is fucking amazing. And that's like kind of not a shocker. Like every song we've heard from Harco has had this really like good amount of stellar fucking writing. You know what I mean? Like every single time. So the writing definitely does it for me. You know what I mean? Like even if you were a listener who wasn't a fan, like you can always tip the writing. Like even the delivery is on point. It's just the post processing that Harco wants to learn more of and try to make his vocal sound cleaner, more crispy. Take up more space on the instrumental. There's so many like little things that just take time with engineering. You know what I mean? But the only way you're gonna get better at shit like this is by doing it more. You know what I mean? Like practice makes perfect, and that's no bullshit. Especially when it comes to music. Like if you're really trying to knock down something and you're like, damn, like I need to get better at this. I need to do this. Like we need more of this. You know what I mean? Not just like one. Like for sure keep doing this because you're only gonna get better as long as you walk away from your DAW thinking like that you learn something new every single time, you're never not progressing. You're never not learning. So make sure every time you sit and open your fucking DAW, you sit down in your FL, your Ableton, wherever the fuck, and you sit down there with the intention of learning something new. 100%. You can walk away every single time feeling satisfied because you're like, okay, like I learned this, I did this, I tried this. That's how you're gonna get better at this shit. For sure. Or at least get where you want to be. So that's my advice there, for sure. But other than that, like, this track in itself is great. You know what I mean? Like, everything is there. And, like, we already knew prior that Harco was extremely talented anyway. So the mix is just literally the only thing that's going to need some perfecting. And it's not even like, oh, this mix is, like, bad. You know what I mean? It was just raw. You know, is a mix very much from somebody who was learning. You know what I mean? So you can't critique that. The only thing I do want to critique is make sure that you're constantly doing it. You're constantly recording. You're constantly trying to learn something new. You're much like Mark said in the chat. Use a new VST. Right. Fuck with a setting you ain't fuck with yet. Right. Turn this up. Put this down. You know what I mean? Even if you don't know what it does yet. You know what I mean? Google it and find out what it does. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows there's no rules to this shit, but if you're trying to get better, experiment and, like, put way more hours in than you already think you are. Like, say you put in fucking, 2 hours a day, try 3. You know what I mean? Like, bump that up and really try to, like, set some goals for yourself so that way you can go back to your session each time, in your stew or your room, whatever. And you're like, okay, like, I'm going to try this because I learned this the last time. And then you get off and you're like, damn, I learned this time. Like, that shit, bro, is fucking key in creativity. Not just music, everything. So that's why you just got to put your nose to the grindstone. So vocals are great. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to see people, like, trying new shit and, like, trying to, like, push forward. You know what I mean? Shit, I got 5K hours in Reaper. I'm still finding new settings. Right, exactly. Like, that's why some of the, like, the world's, like, most decorated engineers that have been doing this since before we were born will sit here and tell you that they don't even know everything about engineering. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much one of the most, like, incomplete parts of music, because there's, like, so many, like, avenues you could take and, like, amounts of perfection and ways that you could create different sounds and genres. Like, there are a lot of, like, really, like, undiscovered things in engineering, so there's always new boundaries to be pushed. And as long as you're always trying to push shit and like reinvent yourself and, like, really truly learn and grasp this shit, you'll have no problem, Harco. No problem at all. Let's talk about the theme here. Kick Awake, I do love the emotional side of Harco. And this visual, obviously we have no cover, but we'll treat this as the cover. I think is a fucking great addition. Harco loves these kind of visualizers where it's, like, not like a music video, it's not a visual, but it's a visualizer as to where it just kind of goes along with the audio and like, it really fits extremely well. Extremely well. And then, like, at the end of the day, like, when it comes to, like, Harco, like, really, like, pushing for new shit, like, I think this is, like, a perfect direction. Especially theme-wise, it has this kind of, like, newfound, like, alternative energy. Like, it doesn't seem like you're trying to, like, ride, like, the coattails of anything, or, like, you're trying to, like, fucking, like, really trying to, like, bite anything. Like, it sounds very much raw and original, and that's what I love about this, for sure. I guess the only thing to take away from this is before you upload your visuals, you might as well check the screen recording, because, Lord, this has happened to me at least, like, 5 times. And I've posted it to, like, platforms with, like, 13 fucking K, bro. And I've had to delete shit so many times. So yeah, try not to rush your posts, and you can fucking you can avoid the screen recording catastrophe here, because that is very much an issue that everybody runs into at least once, for sure. But yeah, I mean, really, like, that's the only critique I have, to be honest with you. Like, everything else is excellent on this. Like, I love the description. I definitely love all aspects of this, for sure. So With that said, huge shout out to Harco. Thank you for the submission on me. Much, much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you subscribe to Harco. Harco just hit 100, so they are 10 away from 110 Subaroonies. Go show Harco some love. And of course, make sure you follow Harco on Twitter at Harco_. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 90 Subaroonies on the Music Mondays channel. We upload 2 times a week. Exclusive content, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, exclusive tracks, a whole lot of good stuff's going down on the Music Mondays channel. So definitely go check out the channel and go show it some love. So, I mean, yeah, like, because, like, if you, like, roast the shit out of somebody, right, for like, they're like, trying to learn, like, they'll never, like, learn properly, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, like, openly critique somebody who's like, yo, I'm learning, you know what I mean? Because, like, okay, like, as long as you're, like, always pushing yourself to learn, I think that's, like, the most important part, you know? And like, the amount of heart that takes to even just, like, continuously do that kind of shit, like, is just A1. Is really just A1. So, continuing on. We had the homie MTM Little Derek. That's actually crazy. It's been a minute since we've heard from Derek, but of course Derek here has a visual, and we got to wrap back around to Offspring as well. So we have 2 visuals after we're done with the audio. But we'll wrap around to Derek once we're all set with the audio. Up next, we got the homie Troy Van Dusen. And Troy has been submitting some fucking bangers recently. Troy has this, like, great kind of producer style where they just have, like, these sort of, like, solo elements and like, really have the elements that I talk about, right? With your Thomas Marcuses, with your Absonos, with, you know, so many other producers, your Kales, that really, like, push, like, the boundaries of what it means to be a producer. You know, you got to release your own solo tracks. You got to build your brand. You got to build your platform as a solo prod, right? Treat yourself like an artist. And Troy definitely does that, especially when you consider the last 2 tracks that we have reacted to. So, this week, Troy submitted "Thinking of You," and I'm very interested. "Thinking of You." You know, Troy has thrown us off a couple times with the covers for sure, just because you know, especially the last one kind of had, like, a more of a obscure cover for what the track sounded like. So I'm very interested to dive into this one just because um treats them as full tracks. Kind of got to have a different structure than you normally would for a vocalist. So I think Troy definitely hit the nail on the head when it comes to that. Yeah, very solid. Very, very solid. I think it hit the nail on the head for like this more modern yet classical rock vibe. But let's talk about the theme here. Thinking of You aesthetically, I love this cover for it. I don't think this is a particularly like sad guitar, but I do feel like it's kind of like an emotional guitar for sure. So I do feel like the cover definitely fits, especially like that POV of you like looking at the ground, or like it kind of reminds me of like walking on train tracks where they have those like special kind of rocks. Those of you who have walked on train tracks know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, they have those like train track rocks, and it definitely reminds me of that. So I would say the cover's really on point. I like the font a lot. Now, the overall theme of Thinking of You, definitely more so on the emotional side, especially judging by the title, but it doesn't really touch too hard emotionally as far as the sound goes. It definitely keeps like a medium kind of emotion and doesn't, tug too hard on the heartstrings as far as like making you feel sad, but it definitely has this little like spray of emotion. And I do feel like Troy's really good at that when it comes to like not overdoing it, or like really just like, I wouldn't even call it overdoing it. I would say like really getting the precise kind of sound that they want, especially for their kind of like idea of their instrumentals. So I feel like this is very precise, and I do feel like Thinking of You is a great track title. So with that said, huge shout out to Troy Van Dusen. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Make sure you follow Troy Van Dusen on Spotify, and of course, make sure you follow Troy Van Dusen on Twitter. Troy is 10 away from 900 followers. Also a great milestone. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We upload 2 times a week, exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, exclusive tracks, a whole lot of good stuff's going down on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. And if you have subscribed, thank you. We appreciate it here at the Music Mondays HQ. If you haven't, fucking do it. I'm just kidding. All right, chat. Let's continue on here. Let's see. So up next we got the homie Mark, and then we got Cole SLM. Okay, we got some classics coming up. We got some classics for sure. Okay. I think we're about halfway through. So what we will do, how long have we been live? We've been kicking for almost 2 hours. So let me get up. Let me go take a quick bathroom break. As for you, chat, make sure you get up, go have a smoke, go get a drink, go do what you gotta do. You guys know the drilly drill. The Music Mondays podcast, episode 100, will be back at you in 60 seconds. Huge shout out to everybody that's coming through, showing love on the show tonight. And we have plenty more coming at you. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Mondays podcast, episode 100. So, we left off with the homie King Mark. Hop right back into it. So, Mark is a very, very active member of the Music Mondays community, but above all else, a very, very talented artist. Since we've met Mark, Mark has done nothing but progress, to be honest with you. Lots of work put out this year, lots of really, really great reactions. Mark has just been killing it. So, this week they submitted a track titled Splash. Let's take a gander. No, don't spoil it. We'll pop this open a new tab first. Very much a King Mark fucking cover for sure. Like, for sure. And it's called Splash, so like I love the kind of like subtle, cool, like kind of like drenching with King Mark. Like I definitely love that. I definitely love that for sure. Okay. Let's see. Makes King Mark, cover King Mark. Oh shit, we got some lyrics in the description too? Bet, let's get it. Unreleased exclusive King Mark, Splash. Rod, love Zach.
Zach, I love this
Pulling up this double and I'm thinking of my splash rate. Fucking on this model, watch the last like a ass. Got the cool, wasn't feeling nice. Fucking on, see no joys with baby, I got go. Pulling up this double and I'm thinking of my splash rate. Fucking on this model, watch the last like a ass. Got the cool, wasn't feeling nice. Fucking on, see no joys with baby, I gotta go. Watch me leave the door, I'm coming in. She said I'm talking enough and we ain't got shit to talk about. She said I do this for the cloud, I do this for my fans. Baby said she fucking with me cause she wouldn't understand. Pulling up this double and I'm thinking on my splash rate. Fucking on this model, watch the last like an essay. So I got the coupe, watch the burning lights. Fucking on you see no joy, so baby I gotta go. Pulling up this double and I'm thinking on my splash rate. Fucking on this model, watch the last like watch the burning lights on. Fucking I ain't seen no joy, so baby, I gotta go. Got me pulling up, yeah, I know it's hard. I'm watching now, baby, pass that, don't knock me off that gas like the smoke is up, but you will think I need last now. This double and I'm thinking on this bullshit. Fucking on this model, watch the last, no house, I got the coupe, watch the burning lights on.
Okay. The outro was a very, very nice addition. Definitely love the outro. Okay. So, you guys know the drill. Let's break this one down. We're talking about three things about this unreleased exclusive King Mark track premiering here, only on the Music Mondays podcast. Talk about the instrumental, the vocals, and talk about the overall theme of Splash. So, instrumentally, Love Zach isn't a producer that I don't think we've heard Mark work with. If we have, it's definitely been a while. But regardless, definitely a very much King Mark choice. I think Mark really, really snapped when it came to finding this instrumental, and not only that, like really hearing themselves on this instrumental. Absolutely snapped, without a doubt. I do feel like Zach really killed it as far as like making this like a kickback instrumental, but really like still having it knock. Kind of has that like fine balance to it. So really good choice, and Zach definitely killed it. Let's talk about vocals. Now, we have the many voices of King Mark, right? We've had a couple different pitches of vocals, different types of mixing, and Mark definitely likes to experiment and push the ceiling. And this track right here is no different. But truly, I'd have to say the shining star for me has got to be the hook and the delivery. But with that said, the mix is so solid around this instrumental. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this mix is just getting better and better when Mark wants to do vocals in this style. I feel like it just gets tighter and it knocks harder, and like each time Mark's really like just like pushes this kind of sound. I feel like the mix just gets really really tight, and it's really dope to see. So the mix as far as the vocals go, definitely excellent. But like I said, Shining Star, definitely a hook in the delivery, like for sure. We run it back with some real stellar writing from Mark. No surprise there, to be honest with you. Very much like, not like braggadocious, but like fuck it kind of writing, along with like that sprinkle of emotion. So it's really dope. You know what I mean? I've always been a fan of Mark's writing for sure. But yeah, I feel like Mark definitely is really ironing out this kind of style for their vocals when they want to do it, right? Because it's not like every single mix is like this, but like sometimes when Mark wants to go for the more like alternative electronic, alternative pop kind of like direction, Mark definitely nails it, and each time it's just gotten better. So vocals, stellar. Wavy, I agree, Bloodcat. Let's talk about the theme here. Aesthetically, the upcoming theme with all of Mark's releases, not only being in this kind of like Mark kind of colorway, but like fuck me, like they're just getting more and more like HD. They're getting more and more detailed. Like this is just like excellent. Especially, you write the song, you record it, you're like, I'm gonna call it Splash, and then you come up with this cover art. I couldn't think of any, like there's nothing bro, this is perfect. Like you can't think of anything better. Like this is absolutely just, it's a nail on the head for me. I love it a lot. It goes in line with every other cover. It's not like overly edited. It's just right. So aesthetics on point. Let's talk about the overall theme, right? Relatively simple theme, but again, we have, another case of an artist here where they're taking sort of like a simple kind of phrase or punchline and they're just building off of it, right? Like the hook is like proof of that. You know what I mean? Like pouring up this double and I'm thinking I might splash. Like that one line can set the stage for a whole track like this, and that's really been the theme tonight. Is we've seen a couple artists really just come out the woodwork and really prove that they can take like a simple theme, topic, saying, punchline, lyric, and just build off of it, right? And just make a whole track out of it instead of having like an underlying theme or anything like that. So I love that, and when it's sometimes just like that, it's such a showcase of the artist's talent, and I definitely think this track is a showcase of Mark's talent without a doubt. So with that said, huge shout out to King Mark for letting us premiere this exclusive unreleased record. Of course, make sure you follow King Mark on SoundCloud. Mark is 5 away from 160. Go show Mark some love. 5 away. And of course, make sure you follow King Mark Music on Twitter. Mark is literally 2 followers away from 270. Like, let's push that. Be a good milestone. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to Music Monday's YouTube channel if you haven't already. We upload 2 times a week, exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, a whole lot of good-ish is linked down below. So, let's continue on. Up next, we get the homie, Cole Girard. And Cole has been absolutely fucking killing it. Like, absolutely fucking killing it. So, if you don't know of Cole, Cole has this massive bag of tricks and truly a jack of all arts. From engineering to cover art to so many different avenues. It's like, man, let's go. Like that is excellent. Recently, Cole has come up with like a lot of you know, different styles of releases and collabs and things that Cole has worked on, but this is something special. From the album All Proud Hidden next year. Check this out. We got some unreleased exclusive Cole Girard. Pop this open in a new Tabaroni. No official title yet, so it's just mix one. I love the analog style of this too. What the fuck? Yeah, no, okay. Obviously not official cover art, so you know, we'll obviously keep that with a grain of salt, right? You know, exclusive, unreleased. This is going on an album, so we'll obviously keep that in mind. Cole Girard, unreleased. Let's get it. Holy. Yeesh. The griminess of that is fucking excellent. Okay, wow, hard. Yeah, this hard. No, yeah, like hard is definitely like the perfect description for this. Clocking in at a minute 42, I feel like this hits all the check boxes for something that you'd want this short, right? It fucking bangs. It's literally coming at you super fast. Like, there's some shit to break down here. So, let's talk. Talk about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of this new unreleased Cole Girard. So the instrumental, right off rip, I know for a fact Cole's going for like this grimier sound, right? Because if Cole didn't want all this grime and mud, I don't think Cole would intentionally leave this in. So I love the approach here. Like it's dirty, it's fucking like swimming in bass. Like it's really like a good take on that kind of like grimier style. Just with like those, it's like borderline, you know, trap metal shit. Truly, like those kinds of basses are only used in scenarios like this, and I think Cole definitely did a really good job as well as Hidden. So you know, this was just nuts, truly nuts. So shout out Hidden. But Cole for actually like hopping on this is just like also not like a surprise, but it's like we've only heard a select few tracks where Cole is like on the, you know, more heavier side when it comes to vocals. So, very impressive to see this, to say the least. You know what I mean? It like I said, hits all the boxes, and it starts with the instrumental. I think Hidden really like, you know, laid a really good foundation. And again, you know, almost a little bit of a eyebrow raiser. You know what I mean? For sure. But I do like the mix a lot though, because I just know it's like intended. You know what I mean? So, let's talk about vocals here. Cole has a lot of swag on this track. Not too braggadocious, not like overdoing it, like, you know, being like crazy fucking violent, and you know what I mean? Because people hear like hard tracks like this and immediately think they gotta be like super violent. Like, if you do it the right way, you can say whatever you want on these kinds of tracks. You know what I mean? But you just gotta make that delivery like worth it. You know what I mean? It's all about the delivery, especially when it comes to this kind of shit. So, vocals were great here. And like I said, clocking in a minute 42, I feel like Cole really checked all the boxes. And Hidden, like I said, started the foundation here. So this is perfect for like one of those like, you know, tracks you put on an album. It's just like hard hitting as fuck. It's probably like one of the shortest on an album. You're like, oh my God, that was a fucking banger. And, you know, just how they're like meant to be heard. Because they're just quick, they come in and out, and it's just like, boom, like that just slapped you in the face, and we're on to the next track. So that's what kind of track this is, and I love it for that. But I do feel like Cole absolutely killed it when it comes to vocals. I do like the vocal structure as well. All in all, Shining Star is just the griminess of it all. To be honest with you, I feel like Cole definitely hit the nail on the head when it comes to like making like a grimy, muddy kind of like, you know, like alternative, almost borderline trap metal kind of track. You know what I mean? It's very alternative, and I like it. Now let's talk about the theme here. Obviously not official cover art, so we won't dive too deep on aesthetics, right? This is unreleased exclusive track, so we're not gonna fucking harp on it. But nonetheless, I mean, shit. Even if that was the official art, it could still pass because it's hard as fuck. It definitely, it definitely has that underground feeling to it. But with that said, the overall theme, I mean, no title, unreleased, so we can't dig too deep on this. But what I will say is I do like this style from Cole. You know what I mean? I really do like this style from Cole. You know, we've heard, I think, 2 tracks so far from this unreleased album, and almost all of it, well, not almost, pretty much all of it that we've heard is excellent. Like, definitely excellent. If this is dropping next year, this definitely has some potential to be in top releases, for sure. Like, the Music Mondays award shit, 100%. So I'm definitely excited for this, and I think you should be too. So, with that said, huge shout out to Cole. Thank you for the submission on me. Much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow Cole on SoundCloud. Cole is 10 away from 60 followers. Go show Cole some love. And of course, make sure you follow Cole on Twitter. Cole is approaching 50 followers on there too. The fuck? Go show Cole some love. 9 away. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 90 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, full podcasts, exclusive segments, exclusive tracks, a whole lot of good stuff's going down on the channel, man. Go check out the channel. Go show these artists some love. Go show the channel some love. God damn it. And if you have been showing the drop some love, thank you. We appreciate it here at Music Mondays HQ. Alley Boy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream and family. So, continuing on, my friends. We have a couple more audio submissions left, and I do believe there is a couple that snuck in here that do not follow the homepage. Dis. You guys know the rules. But if not, we'll get to it. So, yo, how do I get you to listen to my track? Make sure you're following All Music Mondays on Twitter. Submissions open every Tuesday. So if you're looking to submit for next week, make sure you're following us on Twitter and be on the lookout for every submission tweet. So up next, we got the homie SLM. SLM and Music Mondays have been the duo recently. We've reacted to quite a few of their recent releases as well as one of their visuals, which was excellent. We should be cooking up something special here in the near future, so be on the lookout for that from us and SLM. But with that said, SLM has quite the alternative style. Just has this kind of style that is almost refined because it's not like alternative, like how it instantly pops in your head. And you'll see what I mean. So this week they submitted a track titled After Me, My Fault. Pop this open in a new tab. Cover art's 10 out of 10. Simple, very effective, and I assume is gonna go along with the sound. I almost like guarantee it. Let's check it out. SLM, After Me, My Fault.
Actually, actually,
there will have to be a team of dedicated minds to strip down these medicated lines. I was driving home from work thinking I hope I make it in time. If I fake this shit, it's fine, because you would hate for me to stop lying. I'll be honest when needed, it's just I need more time to believe it. I just need to be sure if you ever read it that what I wrote about myself isn't conceited, and that I didn't say too much about what we did. It's more about what I'll do. And I knew I felt off, nothing I didn't know how to smile through. You see me crawl, you see me walk, you'll see me running, but it might just take a while to do. I said you'll see me run, it's crazy what a mile can do. And I don't need to get bigger, don't need the extra size. I might just change my name completely, just ruin the next surprise. I'm gonna be me though, that's what you can expect from sunrise to sunrise. I'm kinda real mean, bro, I have a lot going on behind this birthmark in these eyes. I've suppressed my ego, cause the tone I take gets dark. I just want some love, just want a spark. But I'm thinking this far from the center, I'm on the outside like Lewis and Clark. I now hide, but look at the next part. You have to see, they after me, they after me. I'm paranoid, they after me. I'm making noise, they have to be hearing this. Have to be, oh here it is. What's after me, I'm fearing this. Why does it have to be that there's time after me? After me, there has to be, they after me. We know can't see what's after me. After me, has to be, after me. After me, what's after me? I like to think about the year 6095, what humans value art just as much as being alive. Will anybody see what causes us to maybe waste a life, unless the author of the story has a big surprise? What if I told you that your glory will come from demise? What if I hold you to what you said when you were less wise? What if the future is an assault on what we love otherwise? I can't be too sure, but from what I saw, what fell from above, from the sky that limits, there's a box of things from the past, and I am not in it. My alternate vision, probably different than what's to come. I'm hoping that I'm to blame for adding change to the dollar sum so tall. So yeah, for the shape of the future, for some of it, you could say it's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. I'm a mess, don't think less of me. Might be best for me if you let me leave. I should never be where the people see. I should just keep to me. It's my fault. I'm a mess, don't think less of me. Might be best for me if you let me leave. I should never be where the people see. I should just keep to me. It's my fault. I'm a mess, don't think less of me. Might be best for me if you let me leave. I should never be where the people see. I should just keep to me. It's my fault. I'm a mess, don't think less of me. Might be best for me if you let me leave. I should never be where the people see. I should just keep to me.
Wow. Okay. You know, this kind of style is like so. It's just insane to hear because, like, it's so rare that you hear this kind of poetry kind of mix with like this super alternative cloud kind of style, man. And it's so well done by SLM. So let's break this down. I'm gonna talk about three things. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of After Me, My Fault. So instrumentally, this is very much an SLM instrumental. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this was prod SLM. If not, the prod did an excellent fucking job for sure. But I believe it is prod SLM. Just because the specifics of an instrumental like this are not common. You know what I mean? Like enough space to like have somebody fully like speak over an instrumental with a certain cadence is just like wow. You know what I mean? So this instrumental definitely had to hit all the boxes, and I think it did for sure. Mix is very very solid, very simple, very comforting as well. Not too like super dreary or anything like that. Especially for like the lyrical content, which we'll get there. But instrumentally, perfect. Very much fits the SLM style, and it's always a pleasure to hear something so dreamlike. So let's talk a little bit about vocals. Vocals here, Shining Star is definitely the delivery. Just the delivery and the overall poetic style of SLM will forever kind of catch me off guard. Just because it like forces listeners to listen, but it's still music, right? And poetry is music and music is poetry. So the two intertwine very much so. And I think SLM does a really good job at making them sort of blend and really mixing them together quite well. So I love the style and just the delivery here, to be honest with you. But writing is definitely a close second. Because no matter how good the delivery is, if the delivery is like some writing that's fucking whack, then the delivery is not that good. You know what I mean? So SLM definitely hits it when it comes to like writing such emotional kind of bars, but not really being like overbearing or or it's very easy to understand where SLM is coming from, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? It's very easy for a first time listener to be able to understand, yet really like learn and like accept and like listen to this kind of track. So it's a fine tuning there for sure. But talk about the theme here. Like I said, cover very much on point. This is really just a cover that's like SLM standard, like simple, but very much has a lot of emotion. You know what I mean? A lot of emotion. I love those kind of like, simple kind of pieces, but like they're just so something about that shit kind of speaks to you. And certain people know what I mean. But this one in particular, excellent. And definitely goes right in line with this kind of sound for sure. So the overall theme, After Me, My Fault. This is one of those kind of longer tracks because it's like a 2-track combined into a single track kind of deal. And almost like a transition kind of track, or like a mix, or like a 2-track EP if you wanted, to be honest with you. Um, you know, I think that's like a huge thing here. I almost feel like After Me, especially with like the sample in the beginning, is like such like almost like a childhood perspective or like a younger perspective, and then My Fault is almost like the older perspective of what's going on in this track. And between all like the sayings and phrases and punchlines used here, it's hard not to like um listen. You know what I mean? And like really dissect the lyrics and what's being said here. So I think it's a very redeeming quality about this track. It's very um very interesting to get into and really have a listen. You know what I mean? So I know first time listeners will definitely feel the same. With that said, huge shout out to SLM. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow SLM on SoundCloud. SLM is 2 followers away from 30. Go show SLM some love. And of course, make sure you follow SLM on Twitter. SLM is 5 away from 300. Go show SLM some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 90 subscribers on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, a whole lot of good stuff is going down on the channel. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. We appreciate it. So let's get a chat. Continuing on, we have another veteran of the Music Mondays community, Mac 2 times, probably one of the most improved artists of 2022, right? Mac has this real knack for alternative hip hop, alternative trap. Um, we've even seen Mac sort of teeter on plug and different kinds of instrumentals. So this week, Mac submitted a track titled Wasted Time. Prod, Meal the producer. May or may not be a name you recognize. So, Wasted Time. Okay, Mac coming in with the hard ass cover. I like this a lot. Parental advisory down bottom. Yeah, okay. Okay. Perfect. I like this cover, and it still like stays in line with the Mac 2 times kind of style. So let's get into it. Mac 2 times, Wasted Time.
Neo.
Man, it hurts, I can't get back all the time that I was wasting. Should've read the signs that was put up in my face when I was addicted to love. I ain't know that you was faking. Talking about it now, I can still smell the fragrance. Playing with emotions, ain't no way you could be shameless. Gotta think for evil girls, don't know why I be chasing. I know you thinking about me, you just way too scared to face me. Can't wait till you see me on your phone on a daily. Can't wait till you see me on your phone on a daily. We still supposed to be together, can't believe that you let up. But you would start something from nothing, it was getting me fed up. Kept pushing me down and with the help I would get up. Somehow I texted you as if I'm writing a letter. Gotta focus on myself, fuck these bitches, get my bet up. I keep replaying these heartbreaks because they getting no better. Can't trust these niggas or these bitches, gotta keep a Beretta. Sleep with one eye open, always be one step ahead of. I'm writing this song, wishing that I never met her. It's just that she had the right one, that's all I'm trying to tell her.
Damn.
At the right one, that's all I'm trying to tell her. Can't trust these niggas or these bitches, gotta keep a Beretta. Man, it hurts, I can't get back all the time that I was wasting. Should've read the signs that was put up in my face when I was addicted to love. I ain't know that you was faking. Talking about it now, I can still smell the fragrance. Playing with emotions, ain't no way you could be shameless. Gotta think for evil girls, don't know why I be chasing. I know you thinking about me, you just way too scared to face me. Can't wait till you see me on your phone on a daily. Man, it hurts, I can't get back all the time that I was wasting. Should've read the signs that was put up in my face when I was addicted to love. I ain't know that you was faking. Talking about it now, I can still smell the fragrance.
The flow, man. My God. Let's go, Mac. Jesus. Okay. All right. Make it easy for us, why don't you? Shit. Break this one down, chat. Talk about 3 things here. Talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme. A waste of time. So, Meal absolutely killed this. I love this choice from Mac. I feel like Mac belongs on this kind of style. Not like belongs or like is obligated to go make this kind of style, but this choice of instrumental is one of the first kinds of styles that we've heard Mac on, right? Definitely more of like emotional trap, and Mac just fucking nails that style. But I do feel like Meal killed this. The melody in here is great. It really set Mac up for like a perfect flow. But the mix is great too. Everything knocks, nothing clashing too overbearing. Excellent mix for sure, but that's to be expected. Let's talk about vocals. Vocals. I mean, when you think about where Mac came from like 5 months ago compared to now, this is such a just fucking awesome improvement. Like you just love to see shit like this. Mac is just getting better and better and just really settling in to their style. Couple things I like about this: the writing for sure, structure 100%. But I truly have to say, the shining star is the flow and cadence, and the delivery. Kind of has this like a monotone style like Mac always had, but it just has this kind of swag and like attitude to it. It's perfect. Like the way Mac just had this flow is chef's kiss, definitely. So flow easily shining star here. Clocking in at what, 158 exactly. So it's like, okay, like not too long, not too short. So it's like, what were we gonna get? And I definitely feel like Mac delivered here for sure. There wasn't anything lackluster here. There was no like, oh, you could have, no, like this was really, really dope, and I would love to hear more of this. But yeah, like I said, shining star, 1000% the flow and cadence. And you can, toss delivery in there too. So, let's talk about the theme here. Aesthetically, like I said, on point. Very much Mac 2 times art. I love this clock. I love how her is cropped in between like the 4 and the 5. Like that's just a little, kind of like, okay. Like little Easter egg there, because we know Mac's good on the Easter eggs, right? So slap the parental advisor on there. It just has this kind of like cartoony yet like realistic style that Mac is known for, and it's awesome. It's really, really fucking awesome, to be honest with you. So, aesthetically, this is perfect. It's simple enough, but it also has some substance to it, for sure. Wasted time overall. I mean, Mac plays on a couple of different themes of wasting time, and then adds on to those themes. Again, a relatively like simple theme and concept that people can get behind. Though this is one that a lot of people can relate to. Whether you're, wasting your own time, you have people wasting your time. You have a time in your life where you wasted time. Mac plays on all these themes, and I feel like Wasted Time was perfect, and then the aesthetics go right along with it. But if you pack it with this flow, it's like, wow, this was like the most well-rounded track that we've gotten from Mac for sure. Like this is just all the way down to the theme, the cover. Like this is like what Mac 2 times is up to right now in current 2022 state. So I definitely want to see more of this. And let's fucking go, Mac. Thank you for the submission, my friend. Excellent. Excellent job. And make sure you follow Mac 2 times on SoundCloud. Mac is 7 away. 30 followers. And of course, make sure you follow Mac 2 times on Twitter. Mac is literally 9 followers away from 130. Go show Mac some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We upload 2 times a week, exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, exclusive tracks, a lot of good stuff's going down on the channel. Man, go show the channel some love. If you've been showing the drop some love, thank you. We appreciate it here at Music Mondays headquarters. And if you haven't, what are you doing? So, continuing on, chat. We have none other than the notorious Bloodcat, aka Syracuse Saturn, aka Lil Skunky, aka a lot of things. But what we're going to talk about now is Bloodcat. Now, not only is Bloodcat a very prominent member of the Music Mondays community, but, just another artist that really fucking trailblazed this year. From music videos to visuals to literally so many other things that we got the chance to react to here. Bloodcat really, really killed it this year, for sure. But I'm very excited to see what kind of sounds and direction we're going in this week, for sure. Because Bloodcat definitely tends to move on the more alternative, sometimes experimental side. Not really. So that's why it's a little grab bag sometimes, but let's check this one out. Real Life Now, 12/23. Pop this open in a new tab. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bloodcat leaked this in the Music Mondays Discord. All right. Yeah, I knew I recognized this. This is tight. And it has that, like, kind of, like, wrapping, like that vinyl wrapping on it. Oh, this is fucking hard. This is pure like 80s 90s fucking drip right here. That's tough. Real Life Now dropping 12/30. Produced by Alice Beats. Everything else by BCat. Okay, everything else by BCat. All right. So you talk about cover, mix, vocals. Okay, we got some lyrics in the description. We'll be sure to follow along. Let's get it. We got some unreleased exclusive Bloodcat premiering here on the Music Mondays podcast, episode 100. Real Life Now, dropping December 30th.
I wish that I could tell you what I feel like. I don't know why it's harder here in real life now. I wish that you could feel the way I feel right now. But I gotta work out right now. Why'd you say that when you know it fucked me up? Like, why'd you say that when you know I'm fucked up right
Damn. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, lots to break down here. This was very fucking interesting. But lots of like core elements that keep Bloodcat, which is dope. So let's break this down. We're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Real Life Now. So instrumentally, it's such a Bloodcat instrumental for sure. Screams Bloodcat style. I'm sure when Bloodcat heard this, Bloodcat was probably like, all right, I can totally fucking eat this alive. So I love the choice here. Al's beats definitely killed it. I love the mix, nothing clashing to overbearing. I like Bloodcat's vocals. The way they sit on this is really, really dope. Especially with how hard everything knocks. I feel like the way that the vocals sit are very underrated here. This mix is awesome. So instrumentally on point, like everything you'd want in a Bloodcat instrumental for sure. Like without a doubt, especially like if you're a new listener, you're a supporter, this is what you want, 100%. So let's talk about vocals here. Vocals are everything in most Bloodcat tracks. Bloodcat has a knack for picking extremely talented producers. But at the same time, Bloodcat's vocals are in such a collab with them. You know what I mean? Like, it's a true collab. So this is one of those cases where this instrumental is like coexisting so well with these vocals, and it's like, wow, like they're in unison. I almost feel like this instrumental was like almost like custom made, you know what I mean, for Bloodcat. And if it was, they fucking nailed it. But I just feel like it's a great choice. Great fucking choice. But in relation to the vocals, so many things I like about this. So many things. Between the delivery, the flow, I like the hook, like, but I feel like the transitions and like the structure is like probably one of my favorites, to be honest with you. Like, this is like one of those kind of like you can't wait for the drop. You know what I mean? Like a verse ends, you're like, damn, that was fire, and then it fucking drops back in. You're like, holy shit. Like, so I love the structure here. I really feel like this is a great structure. So we'll pay some attention to that. I feel like that was a shining star for me. It's definitely a structure. I like the way this is arranged, 100%. That was a treat. Very fun song. I agree, Ryuki. I agree, my friend. Absolutely. So, instrumental choice, absolutely fucking stellar. Vocals are great. You know, like I said, you get everything you want in a Bloodcat track, especially if you're a new listener, supporter, everything like that. You have the emotional side, you have the swag delivery, you have the hook that like can easily get stuck in your head, but the way it's structured just brings it all together and just makes this really cohesive, well thought out track. You know what I mean? Like, and then the writing is such a close second too, right? Because the bars can't be slept on here. Like, there's a lot of really, really fun punchlines and a lot of really, really fun bars. Like, and like it just flows so nice. Like, especially this whole set. Nah, like there was a couple times where Bloodcat like upped the ante when it comes to switching flows or like giving you some different delivery. And then like the small things like the outro, the intro, there was just some time spent on them, and I think it was worth it because it made all the difference for sure. Like I said, instrumental on point, vocals definitely on point. Let's talk about the theme here. Aesthetically, a fucking one brings me like this 80s 90s kind of, you're at the record store vibe with like the tripled font, and then like the B cat, like the way that it, come on, like that might be top 10 because I have so many favorite covers from Bloodcat. I have a couple favorites, but this is definitely top 10. Like this is definitely in the conversation for sure. I just like the kind of throwback style. I'm a sucker for nostalgia, especially when it's like modernized like that. It's really, really hard. I like that a lot. Especially the color palette too, by the way. Almost like Halloween like, except like a little bit like retro. So well done there. But the overall theme, right? Like Real Life Now. This is a more emotional side of Bloodcat, but not like sad emotional. It's more so just emotions. You know what I mean? And really just kind of like so many topics of like healing or just so many different aspects of your personal life and like so many things that people relate to as well. You know what I mean? Like people like really, really relate to them. So like that's like the huge thing there is like you're getting your thoughts out and like writing these constructive songs that do so much for you. But like at the same time, people can also resonate with it because of the way you lay it out, because of the way that you're writing. So I feel like all those traits and talents definitely deserve to be spoken on for sure. I think Bloodcat definitely has all of them. This is a great single to end the year off with, by the way. Like, I mean, December 30th, like, what the fuck? So, well done, my friend. Huge shout out to Bloodcat. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow Bloodcat on SoundCloud. Bloodcat is literally very close to 1.3K. Like, 47 away or so. About 47. So go show some love to BCat on SoundCloud. And of course, make sure you follow Circa Saturn on Twitter. Circa Saturn is 7 followers. 7 followers away from 10. Go show him some love. That's BCat's new side account. And of course, everybody featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 90 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. And huge shout out to everybody that already has. And if you've been running up the drops, thank you. We appreciate it. But if you haven't, we coming. We coming for you. Thank you. You're very welcome, Bloodcat. Thank you for your submission, my friend. Well done. Music fucking Mondays, baby. Holy baloney. Let's get it, chat. So, how we doing? How we feeling? How we looking? Sinner 190. Does not follow the Music Mondays homepage. What are we gonna do about that? Come on, like, what can I say? But no, like, at the beginning of every show, that's why we do explain. The only thing that we do ask is that you follow the Music Mondays homepage on Twitter before you submit, to not only help grow the platform, but to give respect to all the other artists that do wait every week and do follow the platform and do support the platform. So just show us a little love, help us grow, tell your friends about us, and feel free to submit anything you want, and we'll be happy to review anything on the Music Mondays podcast. Same thing for James H.B. Jones, also not following the Music Mondays podcast. It is a darn shame that is going down right now. And what's kind of funny? They wouldn't even know that they were on the podcast because they don't follow us. They wouldn't even know that we're live right now. So, tisk. So yeah, with that said, much like I said at the top of the show, man, we have not, we will not, and we won't ever charge for any submissions, especially stuff for the podcast. If you'd like to support Music Mondays and the channel, feel free to drop subs. Feel free to stream the podcast on all audio platforms. Just show some love to our socials so we can continue to grow and serve you guys this content. So that's all we do ask. So with that said, James Jones, feel free to submit again next week, and we'll be happy to listen to your track. Die Guy Music. Die Guy does indeed follow Music Mondays. How you doing, Die Guy? I'm a producer, instrumentalist, and singer. I would love if you check my stuff out. Also, I'm interested in collaborating with any other experimental artists. We love this. We stand Die Guy. We stand this. Like, because it's not like this is just some like endless, bottomless pit of submissions. Like, yeah, there's a lot of submissions sometimes, but there are also places for you to find collabs, find mutuals, find new friends. You know what I mean? It's not just our growth, it's your growth, it's the community. So Die Guy has the right idea. So I love that. Right off the rip. But this is a first time submitting artist. So keep that in mind. Let's check this out. Now, Die Guy submitted Stretching. Now, this seems to be brand new. 2022. Wow, Stretching, and it stretched the fucking... That's actually sick. That's a great concept. I love that art already. Okay, interesting. So, no prior submissions. We don't know what we're getting into. So, let's check this out. Die Guy, Stretching. Interesting. Okay. Very, very interesting. So, also, I'm interested in collaborating with any other experimental artists. Experimental is definitely the word. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow. Okay, you guys know the drill. Let's break this down. We're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and talking about the overall theme of Stretching. If you can guess what the theme is. But, instrumentally, this is giving very much like alternative pop vibes, a little bit of like, You know, definitely experimental, but you can see the influences. And one thing I can say about this is the mix is very stellar. Um, Nothing's clashing, too overbearing. Everything knocks for sure. I love the sound selection in this instrumental as well. I think the producer did an excellent job. Um, Definitely modern experimental pop for sure, like without a doubt. So it's a great instrumental choice, and whoever prod this did an excellent job. Was this prod Die Guy? I'm a producer. Yeah. Okay, shout out Die Guy. Yeah, nah, excellent job on the instrumental for sure. Love the instrumental. Let's talk about vocals here. Now, this isn't like one of those like it's just like overly obvious what the theme is, right? It's like super simple. It's super like it's just like stretching. You know what I mean? But like it's the way. It's the way it's structured, it's the way it's delivered. I feel like that guy definitely did a good job when it comes to like making a track about something so simple, but like also being experimental about it. But I'd say Shining Star is definitely a hook. It's definitely catchy. And it's like it just kind of brings this kind of interesting feeling where like real experimental music does, and not like quote unquote real, but like more on the like super experimental side, and there's only like slight genre influences. Um, Instead of like a track having like a couple genre influences and being slightly experimental. So I do feel like this is like the main ingredient is experimental, and I do feel like Die Guy definitely hit the nail on the head with that. But Shining Star for me definitely the hook. Structure simple, clocking in at 306, definitely your normal structure, nothing too crazy. But all in all, vocals are excellent, especially with the mix as well. I like the vocal mix on this a lot. Definitely keeps a very solid kind of like energy throughout the song for sure. Fast pace, slightly monotone, like it's a good vibe. So let's talk about the theme here. Aesthetically, wow, wow. So aesthetically, the cover is just nailing it for me. It's abstract, it's experimental. The stretching of the font is just like perfect for me. I thought that was a really great touch, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, I just love the abstract and like the obscureness of this art, 100%. So I'd say the aesthetics are on point. Um, the overall theme of stretching is inherently obvious. It's about stretching. But it's also consistent. It's also in a structure. It's also actually a track. You know what I mean? So even if you make a track about the most simplest things about anything, um, if you can make it sound good, you're in the right place in the right direction. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, like this is like such a silly topic, but you're like, all right, like I'm making like a full cohesive track out of this. So, well done, well done. And I definitely like to hear more. I'd like to see what else is in the library for sure. So huge shout out to that guy. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow that guy on Spotify, and make sure you follow that guy on Twitter. That guy is 3 followers away from 10 followers. Go show that guy some love, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 90 subscribers on the main channel. So if you'd like to go show the main channel some love, we upload 2 times a week, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff's going down on the channel, man. So go show the main channel some love. And if you already have, thank you. So continuing on, chat, that about does it for audio submissions. Everybody fucking killed it tonight for audio submissions, man. Like, really showing off the talent here. Like, from like taking simple themes and just like completely smashing them. It's just top 3 is gonna be hard tonight, that's for sure. But we're on to our media and video submissions, and up next we got the homie and Music Mondays community member, Offspring Mysterious. Happy 100, guys. Happy 100, Offspring. Thank you for all your submissions and holding down the Music Mondays show with every visual you've submitted, my friend. Now, the one thing I can always say about Offspring, producer, editor, filmer, writer, designer, one hardworking individual right here, and this is somebody that put out a lot of content this year and really, really fucking it just continued to impress me. Just because of the passion. The passion alone is what is so inspiring about Offspring, and it's really dope to see Offspring really do shit the right way and really take this approach to like the next level, truly. Especially when it came to doing skits and stories and filming, like everything, like Offspring really just took it to the next level, and I knew the potential was there. I just knew it. Hot damn, we heard a lot of range today. I agree, my friend. Indeed. I hope you're well, Offspring. Welcome, 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 my friend. So, without further ado, Music Art, Energetic Feeling by Offspring Mysterious. Let's check this out, chat. What do we got here? What do we got here? Range Brothers. Let them know, Ryuki. Let them fucking know. Oh shit, we got some unlisted, unreleased Offspring Mysterious? Okay. It's some rare shit, eh? Of course, description is held down. Well done on the description. You can always expect that from Offspring Mysterious. We'd love that. We'd love that here on the show. Let's get into it. Offspring Mysterious, Music Art, Energetic Feeling.
I'll be having these strange feelings lately. Ever since I started making music. Like this energy.
Shit.
And I can't explain what it is. I'm not gonna lie. Feels like this.
That drop was perfect. What the fuck? Wait, can we get a replay of that real quick? Okay. I want to replay that quick. The fucking swag. I suppose we can add Dancer to the list now. Remember, it's all on the hips. Dancer, producer, writer, editor, director, designer. Nah, he's hitting it for real. I agree. Look at the flow. Oh my fucking god. Dub. Fucking W. Oh shit. Oh shit. If I try to do that right now, I'd break my wrist. I'm with you, for sure. Transition was fine. What the fuck? Means bullshit in sign language. Don't ask how I know that. Aw, shit. Aw, shit. That's slow-mo. Look at this. Look at this. The slow-mos are great. Ah. Dub. Yep. Yep. That cover is fire. That cover is gas. What? That might be top fucking 3 for me. That cover is fucking gas, Offspring. What? Did you just... You obviously designed that. What the fuck? That cover is actually gas. Wait, pause. This is really gas. What? What the fuck? I love that. Okay, Offspring stepping it up for fucking 2023. Okay. One thing I really love about this edit here is not only the promotional value of Offspring's production, right? But the transitions, the editing's always getting better, and the sneak peek at the end here really did it for me. Like, this fucking sealed the deal. Like, I love this artwork here. Like, 100%. This is top 3 Offspring covers for me, for sure. Well done, my friend. Well fucking done. Always a fucking pleasure to sit down and check out what Offspring Mysterious is up to next. Let's fucking go, my friend. See, this is why. If you're not subbed to Offspring, and you're not following Offspring on TikTok, you're not following Offspring on socials, you definitely gotta be, because Offspring has been ahead of the game, okay? Offspring has been ahead of the game, and this is single-handedly one of the, not only, like, hardest working creatives, but, like, just multi-talented. So, well done, Offspring. Fun fact, the cover art for my album I released 2 years ago. This is 2 years old. If you would have dropped this today, I would have never even guessed. Seriously, I would have never even guessed. I love this style. Love this style. Well fucking done. Well fucking done. Huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow Offspring Mysterious on YouTube. Offspring is 2 away from 100, man. 2 away. Go show Offspring some love. Fucking 2 away. He's at 98. God damn it. And make sure you follow Offspring Mysterious on Twitter at Beats Mode. Offspring is 1 away from 880 or 11 away from 890. Make sure you show Offspring Mysterious some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We upload 2 times a week, exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, exclusive tracks. A whole lot of good stuff is available on the Music Mondays channel. And a huge shout out to everybody that already has. Thank you. Thank you for the love, guys. Happy 100. Let's fucking get it, Offspring. Happy 100, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for your submission. Thank you for your support. What would the 100 episodes be if we didn't have some Offspring sprinkled in there, right? I mean, come on now. Let's fucking get it, Offspring. So, up next, and I believe the last submission for the night, MTM Lil Derek. Now, Lil Derek has submitted quite a few times to Music Mondays. Here or there, but every time it's just been nothing but consistent fucking gas. Like, just gas. So, with that said, Derek submitted a music video. And I believe this is the first music video that we've reacted to here on the show. And Derek said, check this out, fam. Will do. Absolutely will do. I'm very, very excited for this. Yeah, this is definitely like the first, if not the first in a long time, that we've heard from Derek that also is accompanying a visual. Interesting. Okay, I'm definitely excited for this. The Truth, Your Dreams, powered by Sean Made It Dope. Lil Derek and Dope Sean, The Truth, Your Dreams. New chill rap music video. Okay. 1.8K 7 days ago. All right, let's go. That's really good. Really good. Good for you. 1K in a week. That's awesome. All right, let's fucking get it. Lil Derek, Dope Sean, The Truth. I have a feeling it's about to be gas.
It's more than music. It's your boy Lil Derek, man.
This shit is sick, boy.
I made this song to let you know that your dreams can come true too. All you gotta do is put the work in. You can accomplish anything that you put your mind to, man. You gotta chase your dreams and work for them. Look.
Ever since I was a kid, this was the dream. I was vibing to Outkast, so fresh and so clean. Wondering what it would take to be on that TV screen. I never ever lost faith, somehow I always seen the bigger picture. On the road to riches, you gotta learn to dodge the potholes and all the ditches. Watch
Let's
out for
go.
those who switch up, was never really with you. When time's hard, you find out who really fucking with you. Feeling like I'm close to all my goals, but I ain't close enough. Feeling like I know a whole lot, but I don't know enough. Somehow I'm on top of my game, but still going up. Me and Shine got another one, give a toast to us. My partner told me never downplay my accomplishments. I've been in movies, I modeled, I did a lot of shit. Still got a lot to do, don't mean I can't acknowledge it. Every time I drop, I got strangers giving me compliments. Don't want no overnight success, I'm enjoying the journey. Since I wrote my first rhyme, this fire was burning. I try to keep an open mind, so I'm always learning. And when it's my time, I'ma be more than deserving.
This edit, though.
And I say that to say, I always clap for others, man. Cause when it is my time, when my time does come, I know I'ma deserve it. Cause I put the work in.
Facts.
Look, knew I would be a rapper back in elementary school. In the cafeteria rapping, no instrument tools. Now I grab some weed and Henny, then hop in the booth. I face my demons late at night and tell myself the truth. Now I ain't perfect, not even on the surface. But since I was a kid, I knew I had a greater purpose. Shout out Lee, he always working. Told me that it's for certain. I'ma make it, just don't ever let them niggas close the curtains. Told bro, you know that I ain't never giving up. This shit ain't easy, but I swear it ain't no quitting us. Ain't no fighting nowadays. Everybody quick to buzz like the young nigga Trey in the A that'll get you 50 plus. Making money in my sleep, that's a dream come true. The art of war with your reflection, better read Sun Tzu. No matter how far I get, I still remain humble. I seen niggas get rich and watch it all crumble. They say nothing comes to a dreamer but sleep. Sleep is the cousin of death, hope you ain't sleeping on me. They say Nothing comes to a dreaming but sleep. And sleep is the cousin of death. Hope you ain't sleeping on me, nigga.
Yeah.
Let's go. What the fuck?
If you ain't sleeping on me, you better wake up, man. But most importantly, wake up from your dreams and go do something to achieve them.
Hey,
It's your boy Lil Durk, man.
what the fuck? Definitely one of the best videos we've had this year, bro. At the fucking end of the year, this is easily, probably like top 10, bro. This is easily. What? Well done. Well fucking done. All right. Let's break this one down. We'll talk about 4 things here because we have the visual as well. So we're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of The Truth, and we're going to talk a little bit about the visual here. So, holy shit. You know, this instrumental, like, you hear it kick on, and you just know Derek's about to eat. Like, Derek is the definition of modern classic hip-hop. And, you know, on some even, like, deeper underground roots, it's so, like, fresh. It's so, like, because the lyrical content is still so young, and it's got hope and dreams, and, like, just this track in particular is just really fucking excellent, especially when it comes to the instrumental, because it sets the stage for Derek to really speak about this kind of, you know, more like it's like a crazy journey, but it's like in a positive light, right? If you just keep your head down, you keep working, you keep grinding, you're good. And it all starts with this instrumental, man. So huge shout out to fucking Dope Sean, man, because Dope Sean nailed it, absolutely fucking nailed it. So I love this instrumental choice. Not a surprise there though. Derek definitely picks instrumentals that Derek knows that they can like easily just like ride on. You know what I mean? Very much a an artist I can see being very specific about their instrumentals for sure. But nonetheless, instrumentals well done, nothing clashing too overbearing. I feel like Derek like just really was like made for this, like truly made for this. So, instrumental choice excellent. I think Sean did a really good job here for sure. Like I said, nothing clashing too overbearing. Let's talk about vocals here. I mean, you know, straight up, the mix is fucking great. Like, the mix is just A1. Not too blown out, not too overdone. It's just right for what Derek is trying to serve, you know what I mean? Especially if you're a new listener, old supporter, it doesn't matter. But the mix is on point, 100%. But Shining Star for me that I just can't stop thinking about is the overall theme. Is like, it's a fire track that like doesn't neglect away from like dark times, but like it's still like keep your head up, like you know, when I make it, I know I deserve it because I put the work in type shit. Like, that is like such a great theme to not only like write songs about and like write about, but like to actually like go and like push this and like actually have a visual with it, and like it's not presented in like a corny manner. Because like I said, like Lil Derek doesn't like shy away from like the darkness of it, you know what I mean, the shitty times and all that. Like I feel like this is like such how this positive shit can be done, you know what I mean? It's super effective here, super fucking effective. So I love this writing, like without a doubt. I feel like Derek absolutely killed it. Second Shining Star for me, flow and cadence for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the theme here. You know, no cover because we have the visual. So the overall theme though is just, you know, a song called The Truth and Your Dreams. You know, it's about chasing your dreams, and much like I just said, it's the shining star of the song. And what really made this for me, like, this was like I like loved this aspect of this because it's not presented in a corny way. Like I said, like Derek looks positive here. He looks like a grinder, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna work for no matter fucking what. And he's passing that knowledge on to other people in like a not kind of like corny ways, so where it's like, yeah, all right, like shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? Nah, like Derek's actually presenting this in like a fucking realistic way where people can like grasp onto it and they're like, damn, like this is fire, like this will get me through the day, this will, you know what I mean? Like this is some real shit right here. So I love Derek for putting this out and actually putting this together in like a really dope way. So this theme is fucking 10 out of 10 for me. You know, you don't have to be like that every single song you do, but every once in a while tracks like this hit, bro. They hit. So good job. Now the visual, like the editing is absolutely out of this world. The editing is really well done. But I do want to bring light to the fact that it doesn't take much for you to go out and film a video, right? Like, for all we know, this was shot on iPhone and edited on fucking Premiere. You know what I mean? Like, but the way it's like really like edited in post, and on top of it, it's like what, 2-3 locations and like 2 different fits, like super dripped out twice. Like, you could literally film this in a day. And I remember speaking about this when we first started reviewing people like Bloodcat and reacting to their videos. And it was like, this is fucking perfect because you guys are just like making do with what you have. I mean, you don't need a $10,000 budget to go film a video. Not only do people not make videos like that anymore, but like, you don't even need it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, even if you wanted to make a simple video, you don't even need to do that. You have all the tools at your disposal. But I feel like Derek did a really good job here. And on top of it, super not camera shy at all. Doesn't look shy on camera whatsoever. Which is like one thing that people note a lot, especially when watching music videos. Like you got to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Relax your shoulders, chill out, like relax a little bit. And I do feel like the studio clips mixed in with here was like just such a nice touch. So for a track like this, basing it at night and like showing the grind and like doing like the whole studio video vibe was like a really nice touch. Like I don't think you could have done a better video. I mean, of course you could have, but like for what it is now, I really think this is like a really well done video when it comes to like getting your point across, you know? So with that said, huge shout out to MTM Little Derek. Thank you for the submission, my friend. Much motherfucking love. Make sure you subscribe to Little Derek's channel. Little Derek is 20 away from 300. That's a great milestone. And of course, make sure you follow MTM Little Derek on Twitter. Derek is approaching, oh man, almost at 3K. Go show Derek some love on Twitter, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We are approaching 90 subscribers on the main channel. Go show the main channel some love. And of course, huge shout out to everybody that already has. We upload 2 times a week, by the way. Full podcast segments, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, exclusive tracks. A whole lot of good stuff is going down on the channel, my friends. So, with that said, that about does it for episode 100 of the Music Mondays podcast reviews and reactions. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted, came through, showed love. Huge shout out to TDG, Offspring, Matt Rocks, Seven, Harko, Lil Derek, Troy, King Mark, Cole, SLM, Matt, Bloodcat, that guy. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much for your submissions. And per usual, submissions will be opening tomorrow. So if you're interested in getting your tracks heard on episode 101, make sure you follow us on all socials at All Music Mondays. So, with that said, my friends, what's coming up this week? Well, in case you missed it monthly, and a whole lot of really, really good stuff's coming to Music Mondays, and next week is the Music Mondays Awards. So, we'll be live. Obviously, if you submit tomorrow, your submissions will be done on episode 102 because we have the award show next week. So we'll be giving out some awards, showing out some love to the people of the community, you know what I'm saying? But we won't be talking on the podcast until after the holidays. So make sure you guys have a really good holiday. Enjoy that shit. Go spend some time with your family. Appreciate the ones that fuck with you and love you and care about you. And make sure you check in on your people, man. Especially around the holidays. See how everybody's doing. So, like I said, and with that said, huge shout out to everybody that came through, showed love. Make sure you follow All Music Mondays on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. We are dropping a shitload of end of the year content, so stay tuned and get ready for that. Hell yeah, I can't wait for the awards. Let's fucking get it, Offspring. Let's fucking go. I'm super excited too, to be honest with you. And huge shout out to everybody that came through to the stream as well. Cloud, Ryuki, Fury, TDG, Mark, anybody here in the late night crew lurking, chilling, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Allie Boy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the streaming family. And that does it for episode 100. I'm your host, Zom Slays. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting Music Mondays, and I hope we can continue to give you guys the premier underground independent platform. Cheers to another 100, my friends. We'll see you next week for the Music Mondays Awards and episode 102.